meteorologist Clay Smith standing by. A chilly start today. Stark contrast from late last week.
Yeah, we were warm at the end of last week, but now we are dealing with some colder temperatures. It's still technically winter. Yes, we're in meteorological spring, but we don't really begin spring until the 20th of this month. That's when the equinox is. So it's almost here, but it's still cold out there. 23 in Cleveland, 23 in Athens. Later today, though, we will warm up pretty nicely back into the upper 50s to lower 60s. So it's going to be a comfortable day, but it's going to be very dry. Dew point's going to be down in the single digits to teens. Plus, we're going to have gusty winds. We're dealing with ongoing drought, so there's special weather statements for fire danger across North Georgia. But this is going to include our entire area, and there's a lot of wildfires burning. Some of the bigger ones out in the Carolinas, one in North Carolina. You can see that plume of smoke moving into the upstate. Also, some pretty big fires down towards Myrtle Beach. You can see that smoke into the Carolinas. We have a few across North Georgia, but those red dots, those are wildfires. Some are prescribed burns, but still, it's been very dry, not only here, but across the southeast. Now, the next big thing, of course, is going to be Tuesday into Wednesday. We're going to be in storm alert weather mode. We are going to have a line of storms come through, but the primary issue with this is going to be the very strong winds. Again, there's going to be a very strong low pressure to our north. That's going to bring some strong gradient winds into the Tennessee Valley. So that could lead to widespread power outages here across much of our area Tuesday night into Wednesday. So let's track all this out. Again, as we go into your Monday, things are looking a-okay. Even Tuesday morning, we're not going to have any issues. But then going into Tuesday evening, here comes that first wave of rain after about 7 p.m., 9 o'clock. You can see the coverage is pretty high. Don't expect any of this to really be severe. Still going to be some strong winds outside of this, but by the time we get to about 2 a.m., most of this is already going to clear our area, but those winds are just going to be whipping all night long, all the way into Wednesday. But as far as the storm threat, it doesn't look like we're going to have much. It's kind of going to weaken as it moves in our direction. The storms, at least, the winds are not. But as we get into your Tuesday, enhanced risk for Jackson, that's where you're going to have the highest risk, just to our southwest. That marginal risk kind of cuts our area almost in half. You can see northwest Georgia with a higher severe risk into northeast Alabama. So the line is going to weaken somewhat. And then as we get into Wednesday, it's going to push off into the Carolinas. But the winds, that's where we're going to have the issue. And a lot of these are going to be non-thunderstorm gradient winds. And we could have a prolonged period of gusts upwards of 40 to 50 miles per hour beginning Tuesday at around 6 p.m. And then look what happens as this main line comes through. We're talking gusts over 50 to even 60 miles per hour. And even through the day on Wednesday, we're going to stay windy. Gusts as high as 40 to 45 miles per hour even through the day. So this is going to be a prolonged wind event. Wind advisories already posted for Middle Tennessee, Northeast Alabama, high wind watches in effect for East Tennessee. So this is going to be one of those events where we could certainly have trees down and widespread power outages. So that's my main concern moving forward. Now, it doesn't look like we're going to have any kind of tornado threat, but still going to have some very strong winds both Tuesday and Wednesday. Looks like the rain is going to taper off Wednesday morning pretty quickly. Going to turn a little bit cooler, maybe even some mountain flurries by the time we wake up on Thursday. But again, it's not going to be here in the valley. And we'll be back in the 60s this week. So again, kind of a complex system coming through. Yeah, we're going to have the storms, but the storms aren't going to give us the issue. It's going to be just the strong winds associated with the system.
Hold on to your hats.
Yep, you're going to need to buckle them down.
Or wigs, toupees.
Whatever you have.
All of those things.
Anything on your head.
Thank you, Clay.